All right. Shalom, 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 shalom. Yeah, I got it rocked back like this. Ouch. All right. It was too tight on my head, so I had to push it back. Um. All right. So this video is per request. A question. I just chose to actually make a video on it so that I can help make things a little bit clearer as much as possible. I like this sunlight. I like the way it bounces off my eyes. So it's about witchcraft, healing in life in your name. Abba Yahuwah, please let your Malakim surround us and guard us. Raphael, Zotael, Uriel, Fanuel, Raphael, Michael, I think I said Zotael, and Rockwell. And fill my mouth with your words. Let your will be done so that you receive all the glory, honor, and praise and thanks. And let your kingdom come and set your people free and break all the yokes and chains of wickedness and oppression from off of us and scatter our enemies. Release your sword against them. It is so, it is finished, and destroy all witchcraft. All witchcraft is destroyed, bound up, decimated, desolated, incinerated, annihilated, eradicated, cut off, silenced, deaf, dumb, blind, numb, muzzled, and the tongues cleaving to their roofs of their mouth. Break out the teeth of the witchcrafts and the sorcerers and sorceresses, Father Yah, in all their ways, and scatter our enemies 7 different ways, and subdue them, and send out your arrows, your lightnings, and your thunders, and all elements to literally war against them. And give your people victory, Father Yah, and order our steps and draw us closer to you. If it will cause our people to continue to glorify you, spare our people that we may glorify you and praise you for real. Even as you are in us and around us and above us, above all things, and tear down all the witchcraft, all the sorceries, all the devices, lest our people not remember you and become even more wicked and acting like these Babylonian system wicked nations and stuff like that, and not remember who you are. So for your name's sake, I ask that you deliver our people, bring deliverance and freedom even right now. And yeah, let your will be done. All right, so witchcraft, signs of witchcraft. Number 1, lying. Number 2, adultery. Number 3, fornication with other nations. Jeremiah 29, walking after their ways, their desires, their systems, obeying the commandments of men and doctrines of demons. And if Yah says that's not your man or your woman for you to cleave to, leave them alone, because that is adultery, and disobedience is as the sin of witchcraft. Um, Greed is a form of witchcraft too, because it goes into the whole ideal of dealing with pride and jealousy. Those are signs of witchcraft too, because if your eyes are on someone else's stuff or possessions, whether it be a man or a woman, or children, um, there's murderous intent there. Um, Example, Cain, right? So your character and attitude has our character and attitude has everything to do with this. Um, so yeah, this is definitely not a game. Definitely not a game. Um, Other forms of witchcraft. Um, in your dreams, if you see dirty water, um, shapeshifters in your dreams. There's all kind of shapeshifters that come in ways that look like people who are familiar to you, like your relatives or somebody you knew in the past. But you'll know if they're shapeshifters because they'll be augmented somehow. They might try to hold their form at first, but if you're connected to Yah, you will know that they are a shapeshifter because He will expose them and they will manifest in their dream, or in the dream and stuff like that. Webs in the dream, traps and stuff like that, just diverse kind of traps. Um, Wolves is one form, and dogs, like deliver us from the power of the dog. You know what I'm saying? The book of Psalm, like when David was like, "You gotta deliver me from the power of the dog." Um, all right. Spiders, crows can be assimilated with that as well. Anything dealing with mermaids, whether male or female, incubus and succubus. If you're cleaving to a woman or a man that is not your bone, you know what I'm saying, not bone of your bones or flesh of your flesh or blood of your blood, DNA of your DNA, mind of your mind, you know what I'm saying, how could two walk together unless they are in agreement, says Yah, right? So there is a difference between Yah giving you a vision of what he had already made known to you in his instructions and commandments for you to, you know what I'm saying, dealing with stuff like that, of him showing you or making known to you, as an affirmation, confirmation with your partner, or with your man or your woman, husband or wife. And when I say that, I say that in the sense where it's like, you know what I'm saying, you'll know the difference. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could ask Yah for a sign. Yah reveals himself. He speaks to us in a dream, right? He reveals himself in a dream. He makes things known to us in a dream. He you know what I'm saying, gives us knowledge of utterance of dark sayings and stuff like that. So you have to be careful, not you have to be careful with that. Be mindful, you know what I'm saying, not religiously institutionalized with it, because it's a desensitization with that, being desensitized, that many people do not properly or correctly interpret a dream. Some dreams, whisperers, all right, whisperers, naughty people, was like, you can tell when people trying to do unnecessary stuff. Somebody dealing with stealing somebody's like hair, or things with blood. um if there's blood on your hands, there literally might be blood on your hands for work or something that you've done uh against the Most High, dealing with people, or whatever it may be. um You can look at the eyes in the dreams and stuff like that too, like different colors eyes and stuff like that. However, even with that, there are malakim that are present at times. They're present, but they're there, you know what I'm saying, for specific purposes. And I do want to say this: when you're talking about dreams, the invisible realm and what we see is what we call the material realm. They're both one and the same. They're both material realm. All right, they're both visible, seeing into the eternal and the unknown, right? So on and so forth. So if you think of a dream kind of like the mindset, all right, exposing thoughts and stuff like that, just like when you look out in the earth and stuff like that, or in your house, you know what I'm saying, somebody was thinking about making a shirt at some point in time. I was thinking about making this at some point in time, and this is the manifestation, this is the manifest thought. You know what I'm saying? And as Yah guides and guards our thoughts from the witches and witchcraft and sorcery and enchantments and stuff like that. Like, if somebody's speaking in a foreign tongue that you don't know, don't immediately assume that it's sorcery or witchcraft and condemn that dream either, because you don't know what you're saying. You don't know what you're doing. The thing to do is go to Yah, go to Yahuwah, ask Yahuwah for insight, for his wisdom, for knowledge, of the dream and what that represents. I've had many dreams with people talking in Latin. They're talking uh, diverse languages. I'm not gonna go too far into my dreams, because it's not for everybody. And that's another thing too. Don't be making known your dreams to all kinds of people, because some people will literally sit there and hear to find ways to try to do harm to you. So this is a binding of all the wicked things, and it dismantling them at the same time. So casting down all wicked imagination, and bringing into captivity all things, right, unto the obedience of Yahuwah. Anything that exalts itself above or opposed to the knowledge of Yahuwah is cast down and is brought into captivity, just like we were brought into captivity for safekeeping and safeguarding of the Most High. So, Altars, if you see altars, like I said, blood, people offering drinks or food, you got to be careful of these tables because things can look so beautiful and it can be so wicked. Demons are very beautiful, many of them are, and they come off very nonchalant at times. If you don't have Yahuwah, you do not have proper discernment to know these things. So when you around someone outside the eternal realm or the invisible realm, in other words, dream, you will be able to identify and interpret correctly through feelings, people's energies and stuff like that, discerning their energies. Normally, or I don't want to use that word, but if you feel like about somebody, that's a key. Offer it. There's some Satan's, some demons, some wicked spirits attached to them. The question is what and why. Incubus and succubus, yet again, are those, they will come looking like relatives in the dreams, or somebody that you was knowledgeable of, or somebody you may have lain with and cleaved to or had sex with. I don't like saying that because it's like, sex is a male or a female, but for layman's terms. And anyway, um yeah, if you see people doing an act of that, what I'm saying, in a dream, it could be the enemy trying to play games with your mind in order to get you to think like that, or to question what Yah has made known to you. And when Yah says, be careful what you speak, watch what you say, what I'm saying, you don't want to speak certain things certain ways. It's a difference when you asking Yah, like, this and this, you expressing your fears to the Most High, what I'm saying, to get it off your chest and stuff like that, so he can come in and do it. So I can't say so he come in because he's already in you if he's in you, or if you're his possession and his children, what I'm saying, are those who seek him. So he will make these things known to you. So, sometimes it's as simple. I mean, it really should be like this all the time. It's like if you'll hear him, he'll say, "Don't do it." You know what I'm saying? You will hear Yah in a dream or one of his malakim that are given charge over you. You know what I'm saying? So you will know. Drinking things. Shouldn't be drinking any alcoholic beverages. Uh, beverages, drinks in the sleep. Again, those represent covenants. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like wine or blood, cups, types of food. Like it might be food that you don't even eat. You know what I'm saying? Somebody offered in a dream and this, that, and the third. That could be a clear sign of witchcraft and stuff like that too. Things that people say to you in the dream or try to profess over you in negative connotations, or out of spite or jealousy, stuff like that. When you see police, that's or security guards, that's a form of representation of authority. Doesn't necessarily mean the police is coming after you. You know what I'm saying? You might end up seeing police later on in that day, or later on in that week or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Which is another reason why I've learned too not to be so quick to speak on certain things. Sometimes it's best to just sit back and be silent and ask Yah and just watch things play out. You know what I'm saying? Because he'll let you know specifically if it's for you, and how to go about dealing with that. Another way of dealing with that is if you know relatives or people that claim to be friends are like not consistent with what they speak in their works, lining up with what they say. Like somebody trying to get you in trouble or try to get you in trouble multiple times, get away from them. That's immediate, clear telltale sign. People who are heavy on alcohol and stuff like that and drugs, they have demons. They're being tormented. That's a form of plague. Give strong drink to him who is perishing, that says Yahuwah. You know what I'm saying? Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. With all you're getting, get understanding. And understanding the word of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Not what according to our opinions and our feelings and emotions and stuff like that. It's what the Most High says. That's how it goes. Now, going back to the lying part, when people have changed the identity of people's, like Psalm 83 and stuff like that, I do want to give this real quick writing of Isaiah 27, because this is a huge form of witchcraft that so many people have been deceived by. I was deceived by very deeply in the name of these institutions and religions and stuff like that. And when you're dealing with councils and like politics is witchcraft in the sense of religion or religious institutions. All right. These religious institutions, that is witchcraft. That is absolutely at its root, at the seat of thought, witchcraft. It is. And this is a point of evidence. Isaiah chapter 27, verse 7. All right, so in days to come, Yaakov or Jacob will take root. Yisolele or Israel, Yasharel will blossom and put forth shoots and fill the whole world with fruit. Has he struck them as he struck those who struck them, or have they been slain as their slayers were slain? Measure, by exile, you contended with them. He removed them with his fierce breath in the day of the east wind. Now, let me keep going. Therefore, by this, the guilt of Yaakov or Jacob will be atoned for. And this will be the full fruit of the removal of his sin. When he makes all the stones of the altar, speaking about Yah doing these things, altars like chalk stones crushed into pieces, no asherim or incense altars will remain standing. And continue the rest of that chapter. So they talked about the idols, idolatry, right? These religions are idolatry. It's witchcraft. They're not promoting the Most High. They're not supporting the Most High's work. They're not exalting him above all things. They're not boasting, making their boast in him. They're not giving thanks to him. They're giving names, boast of all these other names, Jesus and Buddha, Muhammad, and ISIS, and demons, hybrids, Nephilim, Anunnaki, Gibberim, giants, and so on and so forth. There's so many different names according to the tongues and nationalities of peoples and tribes and kingdoms and communities. So a sin literally means an error, right? A work that is out of alignment, you know what I'm saying, with how we were created and designed to function in earth and abide in life. So anything that is producing death, hatred, and anger, and just confusion, like Yah's not the author of Yahuwah is not the author of confusion, right? That's a sign of witchcraft. That he said, she said, and you have to go through all these other people to figure out what's going on. First of all, it shouldn't be no gossip, so it shouldn't be that many people with their tongues on somebody anyway to begin with. And like I was saying to one of my brothers, you know what I'm saying, it's one good thing that I found out about having a small circle is Yah says, know those who labor among you. You know what I'm saying? So having a small circle is a good thing too. You know what I'm saying? Even though there'll be associates, so there's like family and friends, and then associates, and then, you know what I'm saying, the rest of the, whatever, But I said this writing right here because in religion, people are talking about, by the blood of the Lamb, the sins will be, thrown away with, and all this, that, and the third. Well, if you read Leviticus chapter 16, that's, that's not what the Most High said. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. You know what I'm saying? That was for Passover at the time of Exodus in the book of Exodus, right? And it was dealing with a specific people. So part of the lie and the witchcraft, the sorcery that's going on with that was, for one, drugs and the enchantment of Hollywood, entertainment and all this crap, and the politics and that the politics is connected to human trafficking, colonialism, invasions, genocide, all the industries of what they call for your well-being, and all that type of stuff. I don't know who this is on here, but what's up, Salam? What up, though? Type something in the comments. We talking about the signs of witchcraft and how to discern and identify them according to what the Most High say. So everything dealing with the system as we know it, that all literally is witchcraft. If it's not producing life and shalom, meaning peace, and with the consistency, there's a difference between Yah ruffling somebody's feathers to get you to see what you are doing to yourself, you know what I'm saying, or to other people to warn you. He says, if you do not warn a wicked man of his ways, you know what I'm saying, then that wicked man will die in his error or sin, and then that blood will be on your hands. You know what I'm saying? So going back to the example that I gave of you, if you find blood on your hands and stuff like that in a dream and stuff like that, you literally may have blood on your hands. Like your hands are unclean to the Most High. What you're doing, that's what the hands represent, what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And the goal is to go back to him, ask him, okay, where's my heart at with you right now? Like, is my heart clean before you right now? And this should be an everyday self-inventory. You know what I'm saying? Every day. I do this every day, every single day. You know what I'm saying? Because having wicked thoughts just to have wicked thoughts, like, you shouldn't be sitting there thinking about bashing somebody's head in, out of nowhere, because they've caused you so much harm. You know what I'm saying? But the enemy will play upon people's mindsets like that. It's manipulation. You know what I'm saying? There's a right way to manipulate things, and there's a wicked way to manipulate things. Example: this is a water bottle. Core, right? The depth, right? The center. I'm manipulating it for one. What fountain are you drinking from? All right. I'm moving it. This is a form of manipulating. Okay. Another form of manipulating, when they have all these labels and stuff like that, they might say, oh, this is all organic. You know what I'm saying? But when you go back and you say, okay, ingredients: hydrated organic chia seeds, water, organic chia seeds, apple or organic apple puree, and organic grape juice concentrate. Well, what the hell is it concentrated with? Now, dealing with concentrates, you'd have to go and look that up. You know what I'm saying? Look at the word, do the etymology behind the word, and do it in diverse languages, so you get a greater depth of clarity of that word and all these connections, and so you're able to properly identify and discern the connections. You know what I'm saying? That is literally being spelled out for you and or interpreted. That word spell itself, many people are terrified of that word, and they people who don't study or research the things that they speak by what they say and how they say it. Now, even with that, to condemn people is not to be done through assumption, or even just to condemn people. You know what I'm saying? Because they might not remember how to say what they were going to say correctly at that time. You see what I'm saying? So it doesn't necessarily mean that they just don't know what they're talking about. Like we all go through brain farts, example. You know what I'm saying? So okay. But I use this Isaiah 27 because in Christianity and religions and stuff like that, they're going to teach you, the blood of the lamb, and Jesus was like, no, you stole that from the Passover, from a heritage of people that you are not. You know what I'm saying? And then you're making a covenant with people and stuff like this, you know what I'm saying, in a way that is like, okay, the Eucharist. Well, the Eucharist is a blood covenant, and literally the Eucharist represents period blood, and a form of cannibalism, eating of the flesh and drinking of the blood. Well, if we were supposed to eat of the flesh and drink of the blood, well, the Most High is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Well, then why wasn't he teaching Israel to do that, you know what I'm saying, or his people to do that in the ancient times? You look at the book of Leviticus, prime example, you know what I'm saying, where it talks about the sprinkling of the blood, or Exodus, I want to say it's Exodus 24. I could be wrong. Let me look it up. When it talks about Moses, you know what I'm saying, sprinkling the people with the blood, with the blood of the covenant, you know what I'm saying? And that was where the covenant started. So the covenant wasn't remade and redone again, now through a lamb and through a Eucharist practice. That's how you know that Catholicism is Christianity. It's catechism. It is the serpent seed institution. The Vatican runs the military industrial complex, in connection with many, many other things. You know what I'm saying? And it literally is I mean, come on, like, Have you not looked up the dumb diverses and the Popple Bulls and the Discovery Act and the Smithsonian covered up and all the human trafficking and pedophilia that be going on? You know what I'm saying? They run with that. They support all that. Like the Watchtower Society, that's a pedophile society. You know what I'm saying? They're known for rape and murder and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? The Italian mobs and so on and so forth. Like they like Epstein Island, they're connected to uh FAUCI, you know what I'm saying? And all these other types of things. Um so you know, go into my videos and you'll see more connections in that. Um okay, let me use Moses. Sprinkling. Oh, joy come, shalom be still, sprinkle. Yep, boom, praise Yah. Yeah, hallelujah. Exodus 24, praise Yah. 24:8. So Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people and said, "This is the blood of the covenant which Arun or Alurun Yahuwah, Alua, you know, some people say God, which Yahuwah commanded you concerning all these words." I'm not gonna go too far into that. You'll read it for yourself. Exodus 24 and on through. All right. Um, and I'm pretty sure that was not. Yeah, it was a goat. No. A bull. Wait a minute. Let me go back. Let me go back. Let me go back. Oh yeah, here's another thing. When they talk about no man has seen God at any time, that's not true. That is not true. That is not true. Joshua 15, off rip Yahusha. The word Joshua literally is Yahusha. Another form of witchcraft, again with lying, and manipulation. They say that the Messiah is coming back. Well, the word Messiah literally defines anointed one, and Yahuwah's people are the anointed ones. So we are the Messiah. We are a nation of priests, a royal priesthood. And you have these people out here in the earth that talk about, oh, they're royals and this, that, and they're not royals. They never were royals. You know what I'm saying? We are the royal priesthood, the only royalty people that has been on this earth. The other peoples are frauds. You know what I'm saying? And again, that goes into the bloodlines and the connections to the 12 patriarchs of the Most High and stuff like that. And I traced my bloodline, so I already know that I'm royal for sure, for sure. So okay, so here's death covenants, chapter 28 of Isaiah. To whom will he teach knowledge, and to whom will he explain the message? Those who are weaned from the milk, those taken from the breast. For it is precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line upon line, here a little, there a little. For by people of strange lips and foreign tongue, Yahuwah will speak to this people. And again, going back to the foreign languages and stuff like that. And so it all ties literally in. And I literally had my son go get my book because I mean, I was going to look everything up on here, but praise Yah, he has it convenient and ready here. Not even just convenient, but to whom he has said, this is rest, give rest to the weary, and this is repose. Yet they would not hear. And the word of Yahuwah will be to them precept upon precept, line, precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line. Here a little and there a little, that they may go and fall backward and be broken and snared and taken. Therefore, hear the word of Yahuwah, you scoffers, who rule this people in Jerusalem. Now, who rule these people in Jerusalem? This goes for past, present, time and stuff like that, and the colonialism and stuff like that. Like Yah permitted these people to overwhelm our people, you know, and almost completely overcome our people because of the disobedience of our ancestors. And there will be people that will be going into captivity again in this generation because they just don't want to change. They don't want to let go of the idols, these religions, and the just submitting to men greater than Yah. You know what I'm saying? We serve one another. You know, there's a lot of bickering and debating about stuff that is just not. I'm trying to check my words because I'm trying to grow there. That's just not necessary. You know what I'm saying? But when people talk about the Most High and His Word and stuff like that, you know, speak His word or don't speak. You know what I'm saying? Don't say that He said it if He didn't say it, because like He literally will let people know I didn't say that, and it's written. You know, examples that they said that they've said I have said and I have said not I have not said that. You know, there's a lot of people falsely prophesying. There's false prophets everywhere. Example: apostles, evangelists, deacons, and all that is not in the Old Testament. It's not in the Torah at all. Yah's the same today, yesterday, and forever. He's not going to change his name. He's not going to change how he names people, how he calls people for to fit people's opinions. He didn't ask for your opinion. He didn't ask for my opinion. Example: Job or Job. Where were you at? You know what I'm saying? When he expanded the Shamaim and fixed them. You know what I'm saying? Where were you at? Right. He didn't ask you for your opinion. He don't need your opinion. He don't need your permission. You know what I'm saying? Just like we don't need your permission and we don't need your opinion. Everybody, you know, I guess is entitled to an opinion, but sometimes you just gonna have to keep your opinion to yourself, because when it comes to doing the Most High's will, we don't need. I don't need your opinion. You know what I'm saying? I don't need my own opinion. Like, it's Yah's will over all things. Period. It's Yah's will be done. So thy kingdom come. So because you have said we have made a covenant with death and with Sheol, we have an agreement. When the overwhelming whip passes through it, it will not come to us, for we have made lies our refuge, and in falsehood we have taken shelter. So when people be like, oh, well, God knows my heart. Yes, He does. So shh. That means He hears your thinking. He knows what you're thinking. Where you think that He knows when you're been sleeping, He knows when you're awake. Where do you think they got that from? They hijacked that from the Most High and tried to make these Satans these omnipotent beings, omnipotent beings that they are not. In other words, that's why they have to have so many gadgets and devices and stuff, because they're not the Most High, and they still miss so many things. All right, so therefore, thus says Yahuwah Olurun, behold, I am the one who has laid as a foundation in Zion, a stone, a tested stone, a precious cornerstone of a sure foundation. Whoever believes will not be in haste. And I will make justice the line, and righteousness the plumb line, and hail will sweep away the refuge of lies, and waters will overwhelm the shelter. Then your covenant with death will be annulled, and your agreement with Sheol will not stand. When the overwhelming scourge passes through, you will be beaten down by it as often as it passes through it. It will take you for morning by morning. It will pass through by day and by night, and it will be sheer terror to understand the message. I mean, they're not able to interpret this stuff. For the bed is too short to stretch oneself on, and the covering too narrow to wrap oneself in. For Yahuwah will rise up as on Mount Perazim, as in the valley of Gibeon. He will be aroused. He will be roused to do his deed. Strange is his deed, and to work his work. Alien is his work. Now therefore do not scoff, lest your bonds be made strong. For I have heard the decree of destruction from Yahuwah Olurun of hosts against the whole land. All right. So this was talking about Jerusalem, so on and so forth. So when you go deeper into chapter 29, prime example about books, chapter 9 and 11. And the vision of all this has become to you like the words of a book that is sealed. And when men give it to one who can read, saying, this is, he says, I cannot, for it is sealed. Or saying, read this, he says, I cannot, for it is sealed. And when they give the book to one who cannot read, who can read and who cannot read, saying, read this, he says, I cannot read. And Yahuwah said, because this people draw near with their mouth and honor me with their lips, while their hearts are far from me, and their fear of me is a commandment taught by men. The system of what they call, of what we know it as to be, and what they say is law, that's not law. Those are commandments of men. Doctrines of demons, commandments of men. That's where they get it, and I think it's the first or second Timothy and stuff like that. They got it from here. They took it from here. Isaiah. They took so much. They built their foundation of the Christ conspiracy, and delusion and illusion. That is the great delusion. Literally, they do not know that they do not know. They do not know. They do not know is what Yahuwah said to me in 2019. I believe it was like August. Yeah, like I think it was mid or late August. But I was going to Fridays, and I was going for a lunch date, and I heard him say, "They do not know that they do not know." And I'm like, dang. Then, after a while, year or so later or more, I started really hitting me like, oh, they do not know. They do not know. They're completely oblivious. Like they have no knowledge whatsoever. Like, and that's one reason why people be acting the way they be acting too, because it's like they don't know. Yeah, like Yahuwah must reveal things to us and make things known to us in order for us to receive it. You know what I'm saying? And give us the ability to receive it. So when they do not know that they do not know, they're completely oblivious. And I've had to learn the hard way many times too, and I'm still learning. When it's like people, I try to speak to people about stuff, and it's like they don't freaking get it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's hard because you don't want to give up on people, this and the third, or just quit and walk out, especially when people dealt with that. But trusting in the Most High, knowing He knows what He's doing, what He speak, you know what I'm saying, how to deal with people. He knows how to deliver His own if they're His own. All people are not His people, and that's another thing that these religions teach is, everybody's a child of God. That's not true. Everybody is not. All people are not a child of the Most High. The covenant that was made by the Most High was made with His people, and those people who make a covenant with Him of strangers will be that they will be part of the kingdom, but they will be as servants in the kingdom. They will serve us. They will serve Yahuwah's people as servants, literally. They will tend our flocks and gardens and all that stuff, because that's what the Most High says. What you have done to other people, what you've done to us, it will be done to you. The good thing about this is that those people are just wicked, will just, they won't be there. So you won't have to be worrying about. It's not good because it's terrible that these people they're going to be destroyed. But the good thing for those people who Yahweh has had grace on, through these foreign nations and stuff like that, and for you to be our servants, is that you are in the kingdom, but you're, what I'm saying, you get to serve the Most High and serve His people, which is a gift. You know what I'm saying? It's a privilege. But there won't be oppression. You know what I'm saying? There's a huge difference. It won't be oppression, because the Most High not gonna have it, and He wiping all those ways out of our mindset. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But read Isaiah chapter 29, 30. I'll say read the whole thing through. Isaiah 32. The heart of the hasty will understand and know, and the tongue of the stammerers will hasten to speak distinctly. The fool will no more be called noble, nor the scoundrel said to be honorable. For the fool speaks folly, and his heart is busy with iniquity, to practice ungodliness, to utter error concerning Yahuwah, to leave the craving of the hungry unsatisfied, and to deprive the thirsty of drink. As for the scoundrel, his devices are wicked. He plans wicked schemes to ruin the poor with lying words, even when, when the plea of the needy is right. But he who is noble plans noble things, and on noble things he stands. Rise up, you women who are at ease. Hear my voice. You complacent daughters, give ear to my speech. In little more than a year, you will shudder, you complacent women, for the grape harvest fails and the fruit harvest will not come. So this is literally going into the destruction of Jerusalem and stuff like that in ancient times. And when they're teaching, destruction of Jerusalem in this time, they're literally speaking a double tongue, in a double tongue, like a forked tongue, like a serpent, literally, because they're talking about what was in the past, ancient times. Like y'all said, learn the ancient way, learn the ancient path, and walk in the ancient path. But they have put out landmarks, you know what I'm saying, rewritten maps, added stuff, taken stuff away, Council of Nicaea, Psalm 83, because there was other nations of what they call Africas, you know what I'm saying, that was in on the same thing. Edom, Gog, Magog, Syria, Samaria. Those are what we call brown peoples, you know what I'm saying, and or blacks. Not in the locations that they have projected them to be. All right. Mount Zion is Mount Kenya. All right. The Jerusalem, from what we know thus far, with evidences, would be projected as in the Kalahari Desert. I'm still going into some studies dealing with the Sub-Haran. Again, using Sarah and her father Haran name in the same, that could be a huge deception point right there too. But with actual evidences dealing with the Kalahari, meaning ancient Jerusalem, or Yerusalem, among the other names, and Yardan, the Jordan, and the Lion River, and so on and so forth, will be depicted in the Kalahari. Mount Sinai. Now they say that one's in Morocco, or what is that? Saudi Arabia. Iraq territory. I got distracted by this file, but I'm still doing some search on that one because there is a thing going on with these brown races, still deceiving people. We have Ibiru or Kibiru Christians and Kibiru Moors and all this type of stuff. They're trying to say that the pigeon tongue of what they call Hebrew today, that's not Hebrew. Not at all. And they have stolen many parts of our heritage with that, you know what I'm saying? They've stolen from Amharic, and what they call Egyptian or Nubian, ancient Nubia, and Namibian writings and stuff like that, or geese glyphs, hieroglyphs, petroglyphs, and tetraglyphs, and so on and so forth. They call them script, but you know what I'm saying. Beyond the crypt and the sarcophaguses and the mummy speech of zombies. So yeah. Isaiah 7 and 8, 3 through 8. I say just read the whole book of Isaiah and listen with the mindset to know and to be clear, because even dealing with this Emmanuel and Mahershala Hashbaz character, they they put Jesus, connected to that, and that's not who that is. This was something in ancient times, right? So dealing with the Messiah, he says, Israel is my anointed. You know what I'm saying? Like the Kibiru, the Igbo, Ikubu, and all the, the 12 kingdom tribes of the Most High, of the children of Abrahamu, Isaki, and Yaakov. So, what is Ephraim, my firstborn son? Job chapter 2. Exodus 4:22. Then tell Pharaoh that this is what Yahuwah says: Israel is my firstborn son, and I told you to let my son go, so that he may exalt me or glorify. You know what I'm saying? What's that word, Father? I'm looking for worship, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? But worship literally is like a worship. Exalt Yah. You know what I'm saying? So Exodus 4. And all these writers of these other alien nations, heathen nations, decided to put their own opinion in it. Well, this is what it's actually saying. And no, it is you have rewritten things, taken things out and added things in the Council of Nicaea, all rip. And then you go back and you put in this book of Revelation, anyone curses anyone who adds to this word, and it takes away from this book, and the curses that be added to them, you know what I'm saying? If the adds, it takes them, you're the ones who are cursed. So all those curses that you're trying to project on other people, speaking all this wicked on actually righteous people that are deemed righteous in the Most High's eyes, you'll know if he deems you righteous. You know what I'm saying? And no, it's not some self-glorification like you are who Yahuwah says you are. You know what I'm saying? And that's part of loving yourself in a non-idolatrous, proud way. You know what I'm saying? Be confident in the Most High. He is our confidence. Know if he says you are, be bold enough to be that. You know what I'm saying? Be bold enough, be courageous enough to say that. You know what I'm saying? And agree with it, accept it. You know what I'm saying? Live it. Like, where he created us, like the all the earth is ours. You know what I'm saying? It's our possession. He's our inheritance. He's our heritage. He said the children are the inheritance of the Father. You know what I'm saying? So we're his heritage. It's an inheritance. You know what I'm saying? And if he says embrace your heritage, you don't need no permission from a man, woman, child, system, spirit, creature, whatever it may be. These are all creatures. You know what I'm saying? Situation, circumstance. No, you bow down in Yahuwah's name and you obey. You surrender. You submit to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Because we rule over our enemies, and we will. You know what I'm saying? Our enemies their necks have been given to us. You know what I'm saying? When you seek the Most High, you seek to follow the commandments, the 10 commandments. You know what I'm saying? The Passover feast day. That's where the blood of the lamb came from. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to sin offerings and burnt offerings, Leviticus was very specific about that. We are not able to do many of those things to this day because all the meat is tainted for the majority. And, it's just going up to any regular farm. People don't have resources and tools and a way to get there like that. You know what I'm saying? So atonement of praise and thanksgiving, you know what I'm saying? And declaring the word that Yahuwah says, not what you want it to say or what you think it should say, you know what I'm saying? Or what you want to think it should say according to what you grasp as, relatable clarity or understanding. You know what I'm saying? We understand his word. We don't understand his system. We're not slaves. We're not their slaves. We are a royal priesthood. We are a royal priest. We are a nationhood of priests. We are royalty. We are the children of the Most High, our creator of all things, literally. You know what I'm saying? We are his sons and daughters. We are watchmen. We are, as they say, prophets or oracles. You know what I'm saying? The ancient terms, they would say sages and mages and pages, in the right context, because there's a right way to do something, there's a wicked way to do something, going back to the manipulation reality. So being a tactician of discernment, being a tactician through Yahuwah giving us the interpretation, because there's some things you're not going to find on Google. And I know this from only practicing the practicality of wisdom and seeking Yah. Like, okay, bump what he said, she said, bump what I'm saying. What I think could be wrong. So yeah, what do you say? Like, I want clarity. I don't want to be deceived. I don't want to deceive myself. I don't want to deceive anybody else. You know what I'm saying? So on and so forth. I don't want to have to deal with the repercussions of that. You know what I'm saying? And y'all protect me from the warfare and retaliation from the enemies in all my house. You know what I'm saying? All the members of my house and all of our possessions. And what you say we do, we do. What you say is for us, is for us. And nothing can take that away. Nothing can stop that. There's no delays. You know what I'm saying? What Yahuwah says is, and that's what it is, and it's sealed, it's finished. I have received, and you know what I'm saying, receive it. But what he has for you, because that's what he has for you. You know what I'm saying? And when he say he will do it, it's just in his timing. He knows what he do, and you know what I'm saying, creating me a clean heart, renewing me a right ruach. So when he's doing that, we all learning and growing as we do, those of us who are. But those promises, you know what I'm saying, was promised to his people, and the people of strangers that cleaves to us. You know what I'm saying? By cleaving to the Most High, they end up cleaving to us. The two branches wasn't Christians and in Israel. 1948 people, those are not Israel. That's not Yah's people. Those are not Yah's chosen people. They never were. They never will be. Those are Satan's seed, and Yah has said is overabundantly beyond a book, beyond their writings that they exposed themselves. That was invented in 1948 after the apartheid. You know what I'm saying? You know, these are murderers. They're desperate to do wicked. There's no rest for the wicked. That's why they go what they would go through. And by trying to get people, seducing and trying to persuade people to be on board with them and support them, that's what's cursing people. You know what I'm saying? Like Yah said, he will curse those who curse you, and he will fight against those who fight against you. He ain't say that he gonna move Baruch, or as they say, bless or give good things to those people who just hate him. He said, I love those, Nina Kupenda. I love those who love me. And they who seek me early will find me. You know what I'm saying? So ain't no, oh, he loves everybody, all people are his. That's not true. That's not true. That's your opinion. That's what you wanted to say. To fit your emotions and to feel like you have a place to belong, that you have a purpose. You know what I'm saying? That you have, I mean, you still do, because Yah created both wicked and just, and he does both wicked and just. You know what I'm saying? Like he causes the wicked to raise up and slay the wicked. He uses the wicked as a tool to provoke his own people and to chastise his own people and to turn into him. Or slaying us, you know what I'm saying, or our people if they choose not to obey him. You know what I'm saying? Like just provoking him to wrath. Like he's not about to just sit there and let you continue to do that. Like do justice and do judgment. You know what I'm saying? The fast of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? The fast of the Most High is to loose the bonds of the wicked from off of the oppressed. You know what I'm saying? Off the widows. Like tend to the widows, the orphans, the needy, the fatherless, the mothers, to do justice and do judgment. You know what I'm saying? And to do that is to literally oppose tyranny. It's to oppose lies. It's to oppose the confusion. You know what I'm saying? It's to oppose the perversion. It's to oppose the sorcery. It's to oppose the witchcraft. You know what I'm saying? It's to oppose what Yahuwah opposes and all that Yahuwah opposes. You know what I'm saying? And that is what it is. Like if you love your people, as you say, you're going to stand against the oppression that oppresses your people, or you're a liar, regardless of what you feel or think. You know what I'm saying? Or what you speak or what you think. You're not bold enough or courageous enough to take that stand. So you are a liar and you're a coward. You know what I'm saying? Even as Gideon was instructed to be strong, only be strong and very courageous. People are not going to agree with what we got to say. And that's perfectly fine. You know what I'm saying? I have to adjust myself. Excuse me. Yes, I do this. This is real life. And I do that because I love the Most High. He's amazing. Like, period. And regardless of what people say or do, when y'all say do it, just do it. And Yah will literally tell you to oppose them, literally resist them. They're men, they bleed, they're a creation, or they're a haplogroup, you know what I'm saying? Hybrid Nephilim peoples, you know what I'm saying? Beasts. I'm watching these neighbors. This I don't know if they're neighbors now or if they're just coming to do stuff or just looking at the house or what. But I be watching people. People be on some stuff sometimes. And that's part of watching your community and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing this for a couple years now. Um, and by couple, I'm talking about literally almost 10 years now. Um, I would say longer than that, but where maybe they do stay there now. Time to meet the neighbors. What's up? What you doing over here? Where you been at? You know what I'm saying? I'm just playing. I ain't gonna do it like that. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? So many people have been lied to. You know, there's people of other nations that their so-called leaders and governments have lied to them crazy. You know what I'm saying? The school system itself does nothing but lie. It's not there's not there to educate you. It's you know what I'm saying? It's there to um desensitize you and then control the narrative of your thinking process and keep you in a stupor so that you will be a more compliant and willing slave. You know what I'm saying? Not asking questions and just go by their narrative. That's why it's like the history books and blah 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 blah. They know they wrote that stuff. That's what they want. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear about your own people like that in history. You know, our people is like, oh, we were slaves and blah blah. No, our people were kings. Our people owned gold. We own mountains and were very, very wealthy. You know what I'm saying? And so on and so forth. Um, we were born into this wickedness, error, sin. You know what I'm saying? We weren't born sinners. We were born into that. There are people who were born sinners, and that's, you know what I'm saying? Yah created both the just and the wicked. And those people who were born sinners, those are the people that are literally born sinners. So there's a huge difference. You know what I'm saying? Because we're predestined. You know, I knew you before I formed you in your mother's womb. That's like it don't get no clearer than that. And it shows like after all the wicked and evil stuff that has happened to so many of us, how are we not acting like them? You know what I'm saying? And become like them or being like how they wanted us to be. You know what I'm saying? Clear difference. Clear difference. Clear difference. It's just too clear, too obvious. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Um Isaiah 17 verse 5 literally, you know, goes into it says the word Raphaim when you go into there. It like literally before you get to verse 6. Raphaim. Raphaim. No, they okay. I see what they did right there. But yeah. But anyway, um yeah. So what was the one about Emmanuel? Where was that at real quick? So I can kind of like spit that real quick. Y'all gonna have to do the reading on your own. I'm just giving you resource points and or bullet points if you want to put it like that. Like that. Um How long, oh yeah? That's where they got it from. Isaiah chapter 6, verse 10 and 11, and so on. So everything that they built on the whole Jesus conspiracy thing of Jesus being the savior, that's a white savior complex. It's a lie. Jesus, the story of Jesus Christ is fictitious. It was written, it was made up. The Christ conspiracy, look it up. Yeah. So even tithing, look up tithing. Tithing was the fruit of your ground. Okay. And I just say, you know, there's times where God instruct people to give. I wouldn't necessarily call it a tithe. You know what I'm saying? But it's a gift offering. And if y'all instruct you to do something like that, then do that. You know what I'm saying? And again, that stuff should be going to the poor. It should be going to the widows, the orphans, the needy. You know what I'm saying? The fatherless and the motherless. Like, part of doing justice and doing judgment is to speak the word of God to them too. Go to the shelters, volunteer, go into the hospitals, go into the stores, go in your neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? And living this practice, it's really real. It's really powerful. And as we're learning even the feast days and stuff like that, more and more consistently and like deliberately, you know what I'm saying? Like on purpose, to purpose, for purpose, with purpose, from purpose, of purpose, to function. Get your function, conjunction, junction. What's your function? Um, Other signs of witchcraft. Um, there's a lot of people out there doing crystals and stuff like that. Um, they're not doing it the right way. Crystals are actually everywhere, including nanotechnology. Um, so to combat nanotechnology and frequency radiation, and microwave radiation, and so on and so forth, um, through G. Um, and Did you ever meet her when she's smart? SM Art. Did you meet her? Yeah, those. Um, Give me a minute. I'll be right back. I want to show y'all something because I think this is a perfect time to do this. It's a perfect time to do this, baby. Do it up to it. That's disgusting. That is disgusting. No, that's disgusting. That's gross. All right. I'm going to show y'all something real quick. I think I got to go outside to do it. Yep, I do. Hey, do me a favor real quick. Never mind, I'll do it. Oh, that's not what. Say, open the door for me. So I want to show y'all something real quick. Quickly. Thank you. Yeah. Don't lock it. All right. So I was talking about this the other day. Got me one of these. Okay. And you see where it's at right now. I'm not changing anything. It's on green, so we safe. We in the clear. But I want to show you something. I don't want to get these things all over me. All right. But anyway, let's go here. Start here. No reads. Oh, we got some reads coming. don't know if y'all can see that, but so that's got a read on it. I don't know if y'all can see that. Okay. I don't want to pick pokey things out of my clothes today. Hi, I'm Paul. Let's go to this thing. This is a radiation detector. Oh, it started jumping on that one. I moved it over here. So right about here, it starts to jump. So that's the 131 we got to thus far. All right. Let it go back down. Okay, so it's reading the voltage on this computer. Let's go up here. Avoid. Talking about smart meters and shit. Two 18, 55, 226, 27, 228, 228. All right, well, 228. 55. It's back down to 0. So now we're gonna go check something out. And I gotta go do the pick all these pokey things out of my sock. And I did this because, when I'm researching something, I want to know what I'm searching is actually is true or not. And there's there's methods to my so-called madness when it comes to stuff like that. So I made a little investment. Talk about being a detective, you gotta know what you're talking about. All right. So, was it 228.55, right? Dangerous. levels of radiation chart. Of course, the CDC thing pops up first. Why would it not? But yeah, witchcraft and all that type of stuff. Serpents, a sign of serpents is a sign of witchcraft. Um, Owls can symbolize that as far as like a secret, something that's hidden or secret. And if there's something at play that's not right, there's and an owl pops up in your dream. On that part, there's a double side to that because there's a righteous side to that too. Um, and interpretation and stuff like that. So it varies. Um, serpents, spiders, dogs, mermaids, male or female, webs, parasites, worms, and sometimes it could be like a group thing where it's like I might be making something known, dealing with people in the group. The people that pop up the most consistently in a dream, or dreams that you have that are consistent with those certain types of people or certain things, characteristics that are portrayed and stuff like that, as a clear indication of discerning of who it is exactly and how to go about dealing with them. Best way to do is just sever those ties. People will do it through smoking, they'll do it through drinking, you know what I'm saying? And because you know people are just so casual about smoking and drinking and partying and stuff like that, and just eating, through family friend relations and stuff like that. There could be people out to do stuff, what I'm saying? There's people that summon demons, and conjure demons and stuff like that. You have invocation and evocation, which is speaking and declaring and sending it out. Um, and they'll use blood, they'll use period blood, they'll use semen, they'll use spit, they'll use hair, they'll burn it, just different types of stuff. Like you can go online and you can look, you know what I'm saying? Like people show this shit in movies and stuff like that. They'll use bones, all types of stuff. They'll dress funny ways and stuff like that. I would say study the secret societies and stuff like that because that lets you know so much. Now again, going back to Yah created all things, that's where I draw the line at, because it's like, okay, yeah, you know what you created and you know what is good and what is right. So let me know the difference on how to use this and when to use it. Some people be like, oh, marijuana or cannabis is sorcerous. That's witchcraft. No, it's not. How people use it, the majority of how people use it, how I used to use it, you know what I'm saying, until I learned, oh, it's a medicinal plant. There's a huge difference, and it shouldn't be smoked to get high. You know what I'm saying? It should be used medicinally for medicinal purposes. You know what I'm saying? Involving rest, involving clearing up your pineal gland, and your endocannabinoid system doing what it do to the rest of your body, so on and so forth. So, and study the endocannabinoid system. You know, um, study terpenes, research terpenes. You know what I'm saying? And tetrahydrocannabinol and cannabidol and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to really do a research on that. But basically, to cut it short, witchcraft is a manipulation of any material or substance or element in a way that is beneficial for the invokee or evokee, the person the one who's using it, but at the risk or expense of other people, to do harm or be vicious or malicious toward them. That's why I gave the biggest example, which was Psalm 23. And it deals with both Yah's people and people of that Yah had taken out, you know what I'm saying, because they became wicked. The Saul and the witch of Endor, necromancy, um, and stuff like that, necrophiliacs, and all that type of stuff. And to be totally clearly honest, the New Testament is a real huge form of necromancy. It's literally, when you look at the book of Satanism and all that type of stuff, and Aleister Crowley's Morals and Dogma and all that type of stuff, and Helena and all that different type of stuff, and even H.P. Lovecraft stuff like this is literally there. They play off your fears. They play off of your not knowing. They that's how they manipulate people in order to it's a mind control. It's MK Ultra. Um, and they have stolen people's heritage, and use it against them because our people didn't know this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's where they get all the colonialism, all the wars and different stuff like that, and hiding the stuff and then rewriting and adding to it and saying it's this and saying it's that and then claiming this and no. That's all a lie. How they doing it is a lie. Just like they've added stuff in the Old Testament. That's why I go straight to the Most High, like about everything. Like, okay, is this true or is this not? You like, there's an experience that comes with the truth being given to you. You know what I'm saying? Being made known to you. There's experiences, there's encounters that come with that, and there's consistent affirmation in us being in confirmation with the Most High. So yeah, harp, DARPA, that shit's witchcraft. The way they manipulate the weather, and you see like little symbols and stuff like that out there. English is witchcraft. You know what I'm saying? In that sense, because it's a language of confusion. It's baba. It's a phonetic Morse code bridge that connects to all the other tongues and stuff like that. Except for those that are not connected to the English because they don't know how to translate it into the Morse code trade system and stuff like that. Work labor force and all that type of stuff. So that's chattel, slavery, indentured servitude, and so on and so forth. Foxes is a symbology of one who is sly, and is cunning or sneaky. Could be in a righteous way or a wicked way. Two faces. Sicknesses in dreams, plagues in the dreams, you know what I'm saying, representations of judgments. And some of these things, you know what I'm saying, like y'all put you in an environment, you know what I'm saying, to teach you something, you know what I'm saying, and help grow you in discernment too, you know what I'm saying. Or if you didn't keep your covenant with him, you know what I'm saying, you got to pay for that. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing if you're really practicing to do it, to keep it, and when you're really not even trying, you're really not practicing it at all. You have no mindset to keep it. And y'all knows this. That's why I read these writings, because beyond these writings, he'll make that known. It's very evident. And he doesn't lie, so but he will lead you into being deceived by your own devices or your own heart, because he knows if you're gonna change or not. He knows when you had enough of it. So it's like you're gonna get a taste of your medicine. Like if you weren't there, all right, I've had enough. I had enough. Then you're ready to repent, to change. There's a difference. The radiation stuff, I have to go back over that. I might make another short video about that, so I can get some more readings. But I wanted to show that part at least, you know what I'm saying, to start with, because when I did it indoors on this Xfinity Wi-Fi box, that junk was like, it was going up, 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 up. And I have two different detectors. I got this one and I got this one. And I'm gonna get some more too, and stuff like that, and go over some radiation detection stuff and stuff like that. So I'll be making another video about that. It'll be radiation detection or something like that. But for now, shalom. Yahweh.